Hey guys, it's Sydney, the Crab Queen. In this video, I'm just gonna be showing you guys a few spells. So the first spell we're gonna be doing is a money spell. And the other spell, we're gonna be doing two of the same spells, just different kinds. A love spell. Now, if you've ever done a spell before, then you know that you need to put all of your energy and you have to truly believe the spell when you're doing it. And if you think it's just a game and a joke and it's not going to work, then obviously it's not going to work, because magic is mainly about what your beliefs are and if you truly believe something when you're doing it. So if this is your first spell, then this is a great first spell to begin with. It's really simple. So the money spell basically is you just bring extra money into your life. You will receive it. You don't know how you're going to receive it, so I wouldn't keep refreshing your bank account. It kind of just comes to you in the randomest way ever. You could find a little money on the floor, or you could be in the right timing where you win like a raffle for money or something like that. I've personally did this exact money spell, and then a day or two later I got a gift certificate for $100, and I've done this a lot of times. I've found money on the ground, all that kind of stuff. But the only way it can come through to you is if you truly believe that it's going to happen. So you can't be like, bro, this is retarded, I'm not gonna get any money. Obviously, you can't think that way. Now, if you are here and you're a little confused still about the whole magic thing, magic is all around you every day. It's basically just in your mind. When you jinx something, when you say something and you don't want to jinx anything, everyone knows, like, oh, knock on wood, like, so you're good. It's kind of magic. Like, your brain fully believes that when you knock on the wood, it won't happen. So you have to fully believe. Like, that's just an example. You have to fully believe the way that you believe that, because obviously knocking on wood, like, that's not gonna stop shit. But your brain truly believes that it will. So that's kind of the whole spell type thing, you know? So really quickly, if you're doing a love spell, I've definitely done one before and it just turned out really bad. I did get the lover that I wanted though, so if you're really eager to get the lover, it definitely 100% works, let me tell you that. It's not true love, and you kind of are kidnapping that person into your heart, so like you can't really like do that. You can. I've definitely done it before. The person definitely did not have a reason to like me. They were just under a spell. So if you really want this person to love you for who you are, don't do this. But if you are just trying to see if it works, or if you are eager to get this person, then let's just start. So for this money spell, you're gonna need, I haven't even gotten this shit yet. Oh, fuck. So you're gonna need a green candle, and if you don't have a green candle, a white candle works too. A white candle always works in replace of any candle, but a green candle would definitely work best. You can literally I got this shit from the dollar store. And then you're going to need a piece of paper and a pen. I'm using a piece of a brown paper bag just because I like it better to use. Like for spells, I like to use this kind of paper more. It kind of just looks cooler, but and then if you don't have incense, it's okay, but it works better if you have some sort of smoke. So you could just like blow out a candle and use that smoke, but you're gonna need incense and incense. And then you're gonna need some cinnamon. You can just probably find this in your kitchen. Everyone usually has cinnamon. You need a glass of water. Then I put rose petals in the water. So if you don't have rose petals, or you don't need rose petals, it's just like if you have any sort of flour, like not baking flour obviously, but like put it in the water. This part you don't need, but I always use it when I'm doing this spell. I'm just gonna pour these in here, and then usually I would be doing the spell on my altar, but it's like I don't know how to set it up so you guys can see, so I'm just gonna be doing it on this thing right here, that it's much easier for me to like film. If you don't have an altar, obviously it's okay. A lot of people don't fucking have altars. An altar is basically just a table with a bunch of magical stuff on it. I just have crystals and candles and all that kind of stuff, but you definitely don't need all that stuff to do magic. But yeah, so let's just get into this money spell. So before you do any of these spells though, just make sure that you're in a safe space, one that you're most comfortable in, and make sure that you're alone because someone else's energy could ruin it. Make sure that you're also in a quiet space. Other people could disrupt you and you could lose focus, and you definitely need focus for spells, any sort of spells. Subscribe so you can see my other videos, and let me know if this spell worked out for you in the comment section down below. I guarantee you they will definitely work. The money ones, there's a lot of money spells in this world, so if that one didn't work for you, you can try any other ones. A lot of the times money spells is harder for people to attract because money is something that we use every day, so a lot of the times people will just be thinking about the money, so it's hard for more money to come in when you're thinking about it. So just try to relax and stop thinking about money so much, because then it should be coming in. And the love spells definitely worked instantly for me, and all the other people that have done them definitely worked instantly for them. So thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and let me know how I did, and yeah, let's just get into all of them. Okay, so before you do any sort of spell with a paper, you're always going to want to have the whole piece of paper, and then you're going to want to just rip it towards you. Because whenever you're doing a spell where you want to bring something in, you're always going to want to rip it towards you because you're trying to bring in the money. I'm going to just rip it towards you. I already did, so just like... And then you're going to want to turn it this way, clockwise, because you're bringing it towards you. If you're ever doing a spell to get rid of something, you're going to want to do it away from you, and you're going to want to rip the paper away from you. But in this case, you're trying to bring money in, so you're going to rip it towards you, turn towards you, rip the paper. So it's just like rip. After the paper's all ripped towards you and you have something that looks like this, you're going to want to light your incense. And if you don't have an incense, you're going to want to light your candle and then blow it out and use the smoke for that. So you're going to take the paper and just waft it through to cleanse the paper. Okay, and then you're going to want to take the water and dip your hands in it before the spell, cleanse everything. Also, when you do this, you're going to want to take the candle and put some onto the candle. Just put your hands through the candle. Always put it in a clockwise because you're bringing everything towards you. I already did the paper. Then you're going to take your pen and you're just going to write the amount of money. If this is your first time doing a spell and you want $1 million, that's probably not going to work because you don't 100% know all about magic yet. So I'd start off with like about $50, but if you are certain you need a certain amount of money and you're certain that you believe in all this, then just do what you want to do. So I'm gonna do $300. So I'm just gonna write $300 in my hands now. And I'm gonna write that 3 times. So then it's gonna look somewhat like this. and then after you are done doing that, you're just going to say it out loud 3 times. So after you do that, you're going to want to take the piece of paper and fold it towards you 3 times. And you're going to want to turn it towards you after you fold it towards you. So I'll show you. So I wrote on the other side because I started writing something wrong. So just pretend the other side is blank. So after you do it 3 times, you're just going to want to place the green candle over it. And then cinnamon enhances a lot of spells and makes a lot of things come to you faster. And cinnamon just enhances a lot of things and makes more things a lot stronger. So we're going to put cinnamon all over the candle. Okay, and then before you light the candle, you're just going to want to say something like, I have $300 now. I have always a constant flow of money. And you're going to want to forget about this. You're going to want to forget about the spell that you did it and not keep thinking every day, when is this going to come? When is this going to come? Because if you keep thinking that, it won't happen. So just forget about the spell and money will come to you on its own. So just know all that, and then once you're done, you can just light the candle. So it's just obviously working now. So you're just gonna leave that there until you feel like you should blow it out. So definitely don't blow it out like right away, but I would wait like at least half an hour to an hour to blow it out. But if you want to wait longer than that, that's okay. And sometimes you can even, like, it would be best to let the candle burn all the way down, but I like to save my candles, so I don't do that. So yeah, this was really simple, easy money spell. Literally all you have to do is that. So yeah, your money should be coming. So for any sort of love spell or beauty spell, or obviously this is a love spell, so you would use rose quartz. You obviously don't need crystals, you don't need them, but if you had crystals, you would use these pink ones. They are for love. They're called rose quartz. So yeah, you can get these at any metaphysical shop or online. So yeah, they definitely they can help, but you definitely don't need them. And also I have this crystal with me. It's a crystal to help all my spells. Like, it's just basically amplifying my spells. You definitely don't need this either. You definitely don't need this either, but it definitely helps in my opinion. But you definitely don't need any of that. So all you need for this spell is a piece of paper and a pen. I suggest always using an incense or a candle, and also I would recommend getting into a quiet, safe place before you do this by yourself where no one else can really disturb you or hear you. It just always works better when you are by yourself. So yeah, you're gonna need a paper and a pen. When you're trying to attract something or someone, obviously in this case you're trying to attract somebody, so whenever you do that, you're always going to want to fold. If you're doing any sort of paper spell, you're always going to want to fold the paper towards you. And I'm just using a brown bag, because I just like to use that kind of paper, and I have a lot of brown bags in my house. But you definitely can just use any sort of paper. I suggest blank ones, but you can use whatever you need. I'm going to rip the paper towards you, the edges, because you're trying to get somebody towards you, so like this. And after you rip it, you're going to want to bring it towards you, not away from you, towards you, because you're trying to bring in somebody. So you're just gonna want to be calm, not in a rush when you're doing this, so just sit quietly for a second before you do this. Like I said, you could light a candle or an incense to help yourself calm down, and the smoke is just good for when you're doing any sort of spell. So you're gonna want to take the piece of paper and pen, and you're just gonna write 5 times down the name of the person who you're trying to attract. So I'm just gonna write John Smith. So if you know their birthday, you could write it next to their name, or their middle name even. You could write it in the middle, John whatever Smith, or John whatever Smith and their birthday, or of course just if you just know their first and last name, that's fine too. So it should look like this. 5 times down the name of the lover, and then you're going to want to turn it towards you and write your name across it 3 times.
So, your name, I'm just gonna write your...
So it should look like this, the name of the person and then your name overlapping it. And then again, you could write your birthday or your middle name if you wanted to. You don't have to. Okay, and then you're going to want to listen to this very carefully because you cannot pick up your pen when you're doing this. So you're going to want to write something like, come to me or in love with me around it twice without picking up your pen. So it could be in cursive, because that's kind of easier, so you don't have to pick up your pen, but it could also just be not in cursive and you would just have to connect it. So I'm gonna write in love with me around it without picking up. So yeah. Okay, so after you do that, you can go back and like cross the T's or dot the I's if you want, but you don't need to do that. So after you're done with that, it should look something like this. So after you're done with that, you would just fold it towards you, and after you're done folding one, you're going to turn it towards you. I'll give you an example. So I like to fold it towards me 3 times because 3 is like a magical number. So after you have your piece of paper, for love spells, I like to put the piece of paper in my bra or like in my sock or under my bed, just like something around me. With other spells, sometimes I put a candle over it, but for loved ones, I usually put in my bra, and that usually seems to work. So, and if you're a boy, obviously put it in your sock or under your bed. So yeah, your lover should be talking to you. So we're gonna do one more love spell. Obviously I said in the other one you do not need rose quartz, but they definitely help you when you're doing a love spell because they represent love themselves. So for this spell, you're only going to need a piece of paper and a pen. So you could use a candle or an incense if you want, but you don't need to do that. It just obviously is like more relaxing. Definitely make sure you're relaxed and calm and not in a noisy place when you're doing the spell. So make sure that you're just in a quiet space where you feel safe at. So you can use any sort of paper. I'm just using a brown bag because I have a lot of brown bags and I just like the way it is, more the paper. So like any spell, when you're trying to bring something in, like a person, you're going to want to rip the paper towards you. So you're going to want to turn towards you after you do that. Okay, so on the paper, you're going to write the word L A B A L E I N E. And then under the L, you're going to want to go down and write L. Well, don't write that, it's already there. So under the L, write A S I R E N E. And then you're gonna take the E at the end, so it should look like this. So at the E at the end, before the E, you're gonna want to write an F. And after the E, you're gonna want to write a D and an A. And then, so it should look like this. And then before the F, you're gonna put a little dash thing and write E Z I L I. So it should look like this. Okay, so that's literally it. These are just like magical words. So you're gonna want to fold it towards you 3 times. Okay, and then once you have this piece of paper, you're gonna want to write the name of your person you're trying to attract on it. So you're gonna want to write the name of the person on top of it. And once you have this, you can either keep it in your bra, or if you don't have a bra, you can keep it in your sock or under your bed or anything like that. So yeah, your lover will be talking to you. So it's pretty simple and easy. Love spells are really easy like that. So yeah, that's basically it. So thank you for watching my spells. Definitely let me know if they worked for you down below. So yes, bye everybody.